Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News. Here's what we have in the bulletin. Pastor believes deteriorating values and attitudes spark national crisis. Calls for more fire safety awareness in homes, and later in sports, Jamaica named as Big 12 Athlete of the Week. Thank you for joining us. I'm Shamela Pullen. Here are the details. There's a view that a deterioration of values and attitudes is spiraling crime and violence in the country. That's according to Pastor Dr. David Henry. He was speaking at the 45th National Leadership Prayer Breakfast this morning in St. Andrew.
Over 80% of our children are born out of wedlock, and significant numbers of our children grow up fatherless. We have nurtured many, as we say in Jamaica, with dog hearts, who scam, murder, rape, abuse, and destroy. We have glorified immoral, materialistic bling lifestyles and are ranked 69th least corrupt among 180 countries on the Corruption Perception Index. These circumstances have bred insecurity, anxiety, mistrust, apathy regarding our political process, and turmoil.
Dr. Henry is therefore calling for collaboration across the political divide to find solutions to the issues.
We have to reach, nurture, empower our boys. It can be done. It must be done. Righteousness involves collaboration and unity on what is vital to our well-being as a people. Likewise, I'm of the view that we need to collaboratively address our educational system, which has a significant failure rate. Can we have bipartisan engagement together with other relevant stakeholders on implementing recommendations made through various task forces and reports? Can business leaders adopt a struggling school? Righteousness exalts a nation.
The Manchester Police say it's focusing on a crime reduction strategy for 2025. The parish saw a 73% increase in arrests and a 50% recovery of firearms.
The parish of Manchester recorded a 19% decline in major crimes in 2024. However, the murder rate rose from 44 in 2023 to 50 last year.
When we close out 2024, the division have seen an overall decrease of some 19% as it relates to our major crimes. That is compared to the year 2023. We did see an uptick in our murders, and because of that, our strategy for this year going forward is our murder reduction strategies.
According to the head of the Manchester Police, DSP Kerry Duncan, the parish saw a 270% decrease in all crimes except murder.
We saw rate going down by 5 cases or 24%. Our aggravated assaults was down 3 or 12%. Our robberies declined by 27 or 46%. Our break-ins, and I might add that at one point, Manchester was seen as the break-in capital of Jamaica. And over the past 10 years, when we look at the trend, break-in has gone down by some 270% in this parish.
Speaking at the Jamaica Constabulary Forces JCF Manchester Division annual church service in Porus, DSP Duncan emphasized the importance of community and church support, calling on all stakeholders to continue partnering with the police and offering prayers for their efforts.
I just want to implore persons that where we have these issues, we need to find some amicable way to deal with them. Some material ways to sort out your domestic issues. We have the restorative justice centers across the parish. We also have our own CSSP who treats with these matters. So we ask you, please, to engage us in dealing with these disputes so we don't have our numbers going up unnecessarily.
Carrie Ann Simpson, TVJ News.
The police have imposed a curfew in sections of St. Mary. The communities include Enfield, Albion Mountain, and Free Hill. The curfews, which started Wednesday, will come to an end at 6 p.m. on Friday. The police say the measure was implemented due to an increase in crime in the communities. There's a call for more focus and awareness to be placed on fire prevention in the home. It comes following Sunday's deadly fire that claimed the lives of 3 children in St. Anne. Details in this report.
Since the start of 2025, 4 of the nation's children have died in house fires. Deputy Commissioner in charge of Fire Safety, Prevention and Investigation, Sean Martin, says despite the Jamaica Fire Brigade's ongoing public awareness campaign on fire prevention, preparation and survival, the number of house fires have been increasing.
We have been doing this message. We spoke last year about October, and we spoke about the need not to leave children at home unsupervised. Right here on this set, we spoke about how to ensure that you have genuine connection to your electrical supplies. Because
what does that mean?
Huh?
What does that mean?
You want to be connected by GPS. You don't want to be stealing electricity. We speak about that and the danger it poses to life and property. Right here on this set, we did. And we spoke about how we can get smart devices into our homes, like smoke detectors, because these things detect fires. We discover it. When we discover fire, most of the times, it doesn't give us adequate time to get out of a building.
He stressed that children should not be left unsupervised, especially at night. The Deputy Commissioner also emphasized the importance of fire drills and an escape plan in the event of an emergency.
We are saying these are things that people should do because the threat of death is real. Between 2015 to now, we would have lost 353 persons as a result of fire. Out of that, 50 children would have lost their lives.
50?
50 children. These are preventable deaths if we just take...
Since when?
Since 2015. 300, we lose an average of 30 plus persons per year to fire. And these are all preventable deaths.
In the meantime, Mr. Martin is urging persons to avoid electricity connection as investigations have revealed that this has been the common cause of house fires. Kerry-Ann Simpson, TVJ News.
The opposition People's National Party is taking issue with the government over ongoing issues with JISCO Alpart plant in St. Elizabeth. Opposition spokesman on mining and transport, Michael Phillips, says the issues affecting communities in that area need to be addressed. The details in this report.
For years, residents near JISCO Alpart mining plant in St. Elizabeth have been plagued by various issues, including dust nuisance and land degradation. According to opposition spokesman on mining and works, Michael Phillips, these problems have now become overwhelming for the affected communities.
We have abused the bauxite levy. The bauxite levy was supposed to go back to the communities. We have not seen it. We have not seen any receipt of any bauxite levy that would make a difference. As I said, as a member of parliament, the last time we got anything out of the bauxite levy for my own constituency was probably about 6 years ago, $4 million. I have not seen any of late. I have not heard of any. And my understanding is that we might not get any because there's no money in the coffers where the levy should go.
Mr. Phillips says despite relocating residents, many still await land titles.
Who is protecting you against the bauxite company where that is concerned? And I'm saying successive governments, not just blaming one, have not given the interest that it should. And then say we have about 20 years left of mining left in Jamaica, about, or probably a little more. Then what happens when bauxite, just like sugar, goes?
He's calling for a comprehensive and lasting resolution to long-standing problems affecting the residents.
We have to get the titles in the hands of the people. We have to protect the people against all of these environmental challenges that you face. The dust from the backside. And we're not just referring to JISCO here, referring to all bauxite mining around the island. Those lands that have not been reclaimed need to be hurriedly reclaimed and put back into productive use.
Anthony Atkinson, TVJ News.
It's time for a break. Stay with us. More stories when we return. Welcome back to the Midday News. The Jamaica Labour Party is calling out the People's National Party for its response to corruption allegations raised by former Central Kingston candidate Lawrence Rowe. Mr. Rowe claimed he was forced out of his position after negotiations broke down.
For the PNP, which is now clearly desperate for political power to take such a dismissive approach to very serious issues of corruption and bad governance practices, it shows their contempt for the people of this country. Did the PNP at any time offer Lawrence Rowe a multi-million-dollar sum, an appointment to the board of a housing agency, and a Senate seat to abandon his interests in being the PNP's representative in Central Kingston?
JLP Communications spokesperson Marlon Morgan went further.
Does the PNP accept that it is corrupt and inappropriate to negotiate silence or cooperation via the promise of a Senate seat, a board appointment, and monetary inducements? What is the basis upon which the PNP reportedly consulted a former Don in Central Kingston in seeking to determine the way forward in that particular constituency? And finally, did the PNP lie to the Jamaican people when it described as spurious Lawrence Rowe's allegations and the revelations contained therein concerning the offer which he contends was made to him?
It's now time for the Business Minute.
The Jamaica Business Development Corporation says it will provide 2,700 MSMEs with certificates of completion in digital training during the period 2024 to 2026. Acting Chief Executive Officer Harold Davis says 500 MSMEs will also receive assistance to digitally transform at least one internal business process by the end of the year 2026. This as part of the training component of the European Union-sponsored €9.5 million Digital Jamaica project. Now further afield, President-elect Donald Trump is weighing a plan that could delay America's TikTok ban, giving the new administration more time to potentially cut a deal with a US buyer to save the super popular video app. The potential executive order, which was first reported by the Washington Post, would strive to allow TikTok's 170 million American users to continue to use the app for a certain period of time as the administration sorts out who could potentially buy it. And that's it for the Business Minute. I'm Nikinsky Robinson.
Time now for the top regional and international stories.
In the region, Trinidad and Tobago's Chamber of Industry and Commerce remains optimistic that the government can address both immediate security concerns and broader issues affecting the business community. While supporting the extension of the state of emergency SOE to curb crime, the TT Chamber calls for a more holistic approach addressing social issues and improving the business environment. They acknowledge investor concerns about crime but believe many investors understand global challenges. The TT Chamber is hopeful that the SOE, along with other strategies, will restore investor confidence and stability. On the international scene, the Vatican says Pope Francis fell and injured his arm on Thursday. Doctors have since put his arm in a sling as a precaution. The 88-year-old pontiff has had a number of health problems in recent years, and this is his second fall in a matter of weeks. Early last month, he had a sizable bruise on his chin after falling and hitting his bedside table. Pope Francis has used a wheelchair since 2020 to 2022 due to mobility issues caused by a knee pain. And those were the top regional and international stories. I'm Anthony Atkinson, TVJ News.
We take another break. Sports is next.